Hello, everybody. And get the chat box open. Alrighty. Hey guys, Heather, I see you on here. I just saw your wonderful email. I'm so excited about your success. Hey Chris, how's it going?
Good. How are you? I'm
Doing
excited.
Me too. I am too. I'm going to send out a quick text to everybody, letting them know we're live too.
Okay.
Quick while we're letting everybody hop on. And I'll share my screen here in a second too. See if this text is going to work. If you guys are tuning in, can you type in the chat and tell us where you're tuning in from? Want to make sure you can hear us okay, see us, the chat box is working, all that jazz. So, oh, good. Okay, here it comes. Hey, Kanisha. She's from California. Sarah is coming in from Arizona, Texas, and Florida, San Diego.
Excellent.
This is exciting. Okay, sending text out to everyone now so they know we're going live. All right, I can see and hear you. Thank you, Donna, for letting us know. Olathe, Kansas. You're like 30 minutes from me, Alex, if that's where you're talking about. Awesome. Cool.
Everywhere. They're all over.
Yeah, where are you tuning in from tonight, Chris? I know you move around a lot.
I'm in New Hampshire.
All right.
Anybody from New Hampshire?
Woodland.
Too cold up here.
Yes. That's why you like to go to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Like I always tell everyone, you can still do this business no matter where you want to be. So great.
The best advantage of owning this type of business like this.
Yep, absolutely. Hey, Ronnie, you're able to join after all. All right. Carolyn's back again. I had a webinar earlier today, and so a lot of people joined me for that as well. So thank you for coming back again, Carolyn.
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to share my screen so you guys let me know if you can see it. And Chris, I'll control the slideshow. So
Awesome.
got your notes up.
Yep. Yep. Awesome.
Fantastic. Let me get this all situated here. And if you guys have any questions, as we're going through this, don't hesitate to drop those in the chat or the Q&A box. This is going to be similar to what we went over last time for those of you that were on ours last time, but we have some exciting updates and things like that to share with too throughout the webinar and at the end. But make sure, you let us know if you have any questions, because we're always happy to stop and go into detail on some stuff.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to get started since we're a couple minutes after 7, at least Central Time. And for those people that trickle in, and for all of you guys watching too, this will be recorded, so you'll be able to go back and watch it as well. And of course, this is for our restaurant bookkeeping mastermind program, right? So the doors are opening today for that. And you'll have about a week to get into that program. And this one is one that is not as self-paced as the Academy is. So we are opening and closing the doors to this program so we can help you through these different various stages. So this program for our second round here is going to be open for about a week to give everybody a chance to get all enrolled and situated and all your questions answered too. So we'll dive right in. So this is our webinar all about our mastermind program called Restaurant Bookkeeping, everything you need to know to become an expert. And so if you've ever thought about taking on a restaurant client or even considered restaurants to be a great niche for you, then you are in the right place. So put a thumbs up or an emoji in the chat if you either have a restaurant client already or you would like to have one in your bookkeeping business. So put a thumbs up or yes or emoji in the chat if the answer to that question is yes, I have one, or yes, I would like one. All right.
Awesome.
Exciting. Okay, awesome. So let's dive in and get started then. Man, you guys are awesome. Okay. We are here today to show you the roadmap to adding. What we're going to do with this restaurant niche is help you add an extra $100 to even $200,000 in annual revenue to your business, whether it's existing or whether it is a newer bookkeeping business, but help you be able to, make it even larger. Multiple six figures is what we're talking about. So being able to scale fast, but also by utilizing some really awesome marketing, but then by also helping to build out your team really quickly too. And then the other cool thing with restaurants is that you can charge a little bit more so you don't need as many, which is really exciting. So if you are a previous or existing student of the Bookkeeper Academy, can you put a number 1 in the chat? And if you are maybe haven't worked with us in the past or haven't been in the academy yet, can you put a number 2 in the chat? We'd kind of love to know who all that we have with us. So kind of a good mixture.
Yeah, it is a good mix.
Yeah. And lots of new people, Hey, Stephanie's on here. All right. So looks like we got some current students, some new people, which is super fantastic. Okay, now drop in some dollar signs in the chat if you're ready to start earning an additional multiple six figures, $100,000 to $200,000 in your business, because that's what we're here to talk about. In our other webinars with the Bookkeeper Academy, we talk about getting started, right? And laying that foundation. This webinar is all about scaling it, scaling your business, utilizing restaurants to do so. So most of you guys that are here probably know who I am, but just in case, I want to introduce myself again and also introduce Chris as well. So obviously, my name's Tiffany Higgins. I'm a CPA, owner of the Stay at Home Bookkeeper Academy. Love all the dollar signs in the chat. It's so awesome. But like many of you, I had a bookkeeping business prior to starting this academy. And as you well may know, there are difficulties with starting your own business. And I have certainly made many mistakes and had to learn and adapt from them as the years have gone by. And I didn't have anyone to guide me. And now it is my passion to draw from those experiences and try to remove as many of the obstacles and trial and errors of starting your own business while you're in search of your niche industry and growing your business from the ground up. But in my bookkeeping business, I had numerous restaurant clients, but I've also had personal experience with many family members owning restaurants and know the ins and outs of their unique needs. And in our academy, we teach our current students how to take on restaurant clients, but keeping it super simple, just doing the basic bookkeeping for them. That is fine to do, but in the coming slides, we're going to share with you exactly the struggles and specific needs that restaurant owners specifically have. And Chris is going to help lay down the foundation for you to be able to understand how to take on these restaurant clients, but provide them maximum value while guiding you past all of those trial and errors that, we know that you'll run into. So that way you can succeed right out of the gate as you dive into this restaurant niche. And you want to be able to get top dollar for your services with those higher paying clients because you're offering higher value services as well. So super excited to be partnering once again with the amazing Chris Adams. She's a star in this space, and both in the finance and the food industry, which is cool. So just wait until you hear all about Chris's background and also the amazing results that she's had growing her business with us working together. So I'm going to let her share a little bit more about herself and her experience. So let me pass it over to you, Chris, so you can introduce yourself to everyone.
Awesome. Thank you, Tiffany. My name is Chris Adams. I am the owner of a virtual bookkeeping agency where we work specifically with restaurants for the last 6 years. I've either been in the finance or the food industry really my entire life. I first began working at my parents' ice cream shops and then worked at my uncle's sub shop all before graduating college with a finance degree. After college, I worked for a few mutual fund companies, but then decided to start my own catering business. I just have always loved cooking, and it was always on the back of my mind to start a business like that. My whole family are all pretty much small business owners, so I think it was in my blood. During that time of owning a catering business, I also purchased an existing pizza business, which was right next door to my storefront. After 12 years, I successfully sold both businesses and now own a thriving bookkeeping agency. What I loved about owning my businesses was knowing my numbers, doing my own books, and figuring out ways to decrease expenses while increasing profits, right? But I know that's not always what most restaurant owners say. I mean, that's kind of the opposite. They want people to come in. They want people like us to come in, us bookkeepers, with our superhero capes on and take all of that tasks off their plates because they just want to run a business. They just want to make great pizza. They just want to make a great restaurant. I mean, that's why they really went into business. It's what they love to do. Most business owners don't want to balance the books. So that's why they need a special group of people like us to come in and save the day. With my experience, I would love to show you how I accomplished these things and how I can help you grow your agency. By the way, I'm the food bookkeeper on all social media, so I would love to connect with you. All that being said, I am so excited to be working on this program with Tiffany again. We have been working together one-on-one to grow my agency, and the results have been huge. Prior to working with Tiffany, I had 11 clients. One of them was a 15 location restaurant group, and I was making about $16,000 a month. After working with Tiffany for just a few short months, I was able to add just over $9,300 a month. That's a month in recurring income. And I currently have quotes out for clients that total another $10,000 in monthly recurring income. We both have extensive experience in this space and are so excited to share this program with you. With that, I'm going to turn it back to Tiffany so she can tell you more.
All right. Thank you. So why are we doing this webinar for you guys today? Well, it is pretty simple, really. We both have a passion for wanting to help fellow bookkeepers and business owners. And as Chris said, we've been working together for a while. When she first contacted me, she already had an established business in the restaurant niche and was in the position to scale it. So she hired me to work one-on-one with her to help her grow her firm, and using my expertise in marketing and mindset. And and as she shared, we had really incredible results. And she really wanted to share this with other people too. Like I love to be able to help teach this stuff to everybody. But I don't really like necessarily doing restaurant specific stuff. So with the marketing help and then her knowledge with the background in the restaurant, higher level skills, then you kind of get like the best of both worlds. So you're going to really learn how to explode your business within the restaurant niche in this restaurant mastermind, which is really cool. But before we dive in, I'll give you a quick overview of everything we're going to go over on what you're going to actually learn in our program. So if you have questions on any of this throughout the webinar, don't hesitate to ask. But most of the detail that we're going to go over is going to be in the actual program. But this is the kind of stuff that you're going to learn in the program. We're going to talk about how restaurant clients differ from other types of bookkeeping clients and industries, which includes things like food costing, inventory, sales reports, payroll breakouts, class tracking systems, due to, due from accounts that are specific to the restaurant industry. And we're going to share with you what extra services that you can provide to restaurant businesses to really maximize the value that you're able to provide these clients. It's also a key component as to why you only really need like 83 clients to have a 7-figure business instead of maybe needing 166 in a regular bookkeeping business, which is kind of cool. So for those of you that have a goal to make $1 million one day in the future in your bookkeeping business, you're going to need less clients overall if you do restaurant bookkeeping. So type a yes in the chat if you're looking forward to making $1 million in your business at some point. It takes some time to build up to that, right? We're not going to lie to you there. It's time and work and effort, but it is very possible to do that. So, hey, Veronica. Awesome. Hugo, hello. All right. And then the third thing we're going to go over and go into detail on is how to launch a new marketing campaign so you can target these restaurants specifically. And then that will help you increase your annual revenue. It could be anywhere from $100,000 to $200,000. And you could do it in as quick as 3 months as Chris did, or it could take up to 12 months to do that, which is why our mastermind program is going to be a year long. So everybody's a little bit different when they come in, little different stage in their business, little bit different stage in their life. So just depending on all of those factors, you could hit those marks anywhere between the 3 and the 12-month mark. But we take out all the marketing guesswork, put together a specific plan in place for you. And then stay tuned to the end when Chris shares exactly how much she's been able to bring in. With this easy marketing campaign that we've been utilizing, we're going to share exact numbers, and we're going to share the numbers that we shared in our last webinar, which was 6 months ago. And then we're going to share the update of what's happened in Chris's business over the last 6 months too, because that's even more impressive. So, and then lastly, we're going to talk about how to use virtual assistants to really carry out almost all of the marketing plan that we give you. They can help you with that, and even the actual bookkeeping work. So that's what Chris does in her business. She has a team of VAs that actually helps her carry out a lot of this, which is why she has time to coach you all as well. And so that is what we are all looking for, right? Scaling your business, having continued profit, but every time you get a new client doesn't necessarily have to mean you have to work a whole bunch more, right? So, we're going to go into detail on how to set all that up as well. And now, in order to be successful, really in any niche, you have to know your target market. And so I want to go over a few industry facts here. Did you guys know that the restaurant industry is a $997 billion industry? Huge, right? Huge. So 9 out of 10 of these restaurants have fewer than 50 employees. So out of this big, giant billion-dollar industry, the majority of all of these restaurants are small. And you're going to be targeting these smaller businesses. They're going to be perfect clients for you. And in fact, 7 out of 10 restaurants are even single unit operations, which means they only have one location, and they're definitely like on the smaller side, like a mom and pop restaurant, which again are perfect clients for you. But what does this mean? It means there is a massive opportunity for you to help restaurant owners in particular. And the opportunity to help the small mom and pop shops are great. We're not really talking about these huge, large chains like Olive Garden or something like that. However, whether you decide to take on a small family-owned restaurant or maybe even a semi-large franchise, Chris mostly and I have the experience to guide you to be well equipped to work with any of these types of clients, which is pretty cool. That's one thing I also really love about the Bookkeeper Academy and the Restaurant Mastermind. You don't have to turn people away just because you don't personally have experience with it. We can help you help any client, basically. So with this massive opportunity in the restaurant space comes massive retention. So with everything going on in the world, it can be super easy to stress about your financial future as a business owner. But the great thing about this industry is that most restaurant owners do not have the time or especially the know-how or desire or interest to do their own bookkeeping. So they really need us. Like Chris was definitely an anomaly. She liked to do her own bookkeeping, but she had a background in finance. Most restaurant owners don't. They have a, love of food or creating things or baking or whatever their passion is. And their passion typically isn't numbers. So this is also really great too, because once a restaurant hires you as their bookkeeper, they will not want to lose you. So the retention is also much higher because there's a bigger pain point of having to find somebody else and get everything situated. So for example, with that too, I know Chris and I had a conversation once about her clientele. And since she started her bookkeeping business years ago, she still has a lot of the same, or maybe if not all, the same clients that originally hired her years ago. And now these clients have recommended her to other restaurant clients, which has continued to help her grow. Yep. So with that in mind, Chris is going to go over all the important things that you need to know about restaurant-specific bookkeeping and everything we will teach you to be successful in this niche. So feel free to drop any questions in the chat or the Q&A box, and we will be sure to answer all of them. So I'll let you take it away, Chris.
All right, exactly. Thanks, Tiffany. When you provide services to restaurant clients, it's so crucial for you to know the industry-specific terms, the technology and services relevant to this niche. Luckily, in our comprehensive program, in our Mastermind, you will learn everything you need to know to be successful. This includes all the necessary accounting terms listed here and how they specifically pertain to the restaurant niche. We will go over chart of accounts, we'll go over ratios to consider, how to record restaurant-specific sales and restaurant-specific payroll. Additionally, we will teach you all about restaurant liabilities and restaurant-specific inventory. And finally, we will go over location and classes as well as account specifics to restaurants with multiple locations. Now, we know that restaurant owners don't want to do their own books, but what do they need? Well, what they need to know are the report cards of how they are running their restaurants. These are the profit and loss statements, the balance sheet, the statement of cash flows. We also know that they might not know exactly what all of these reports mean. We're going to teach you how to speak in elementary terms to the restaurant owner who might not have the confidence in understanding these reports and need to rely on your experience or your expertise. I will say, when I first started my catering business, I had no idea about what any of those reports were. So I have been in the shoes of these restaurant owners. So I know that they are nervous because they don't know what these reports are. So we're going to teach you how to talk to the restaurant owners, what to point out on the reports, and how they can grow. In order to build your confidence, we will walk you through what each month-end report means, how to decipher the information, and how to create a clear analysis to give to your restaurant clients. Whether you are a beginning bookkeeper or have several years under your belt, our program will give you a fresh new way to present the monthly financials in order to provide maximum value to your restaurant clients. And one caveat that I just found this software that produces these month-end reports in such a clear and graphs and just a really good format. And I've been able to share that with my mastermind. For the first 5 clients for this one company that offers the month-end reports, it's totally free. So you get a lot of different perks by being in the mastermind, and you can grow together with other people in the mastermind to grow their businesses. So it's really cool that we can talk each Wednesday when we have our meetings and find out, what's happening in each other's business. So it's really fun that way too. So not only will we teach you all of this, we also are going to teach you how to train your team to do all of this work for you. And we're going to do that with virtual assistants. A key part of the success we have mentioned was implementing VAs. By building out a VA team and passing on the tedious work from implementing my marketing plan, onboarding clients, and doing the actual bookkeeping work for my clients, I gained the confidence to scale fast. In our program, you will learn how to recruit, how to train and manage a team of virtual assistants or even full-time team members to grow your business exponentially. And I will say that during one of our Wednesday calls, I also brought on one of the VAs that I employ who work for me, so that the members of the mastermind were able to ask her questions, how I found her, what kind of work she does, how I communicate with her. So it's just been a great benefit that the members of the mastermind can find out exactly who these VAs are and what they actually do for my team. But it's been great to grow the business that way.
Love that.
Okay, benefits of joining us. In addition to the restaurant-specific technical education and support we have demonstrated, we will also be providing mindset and marketing support. We will coach you through any mindset blocks, keep you motivated through challenging moments, provide clear feedback, and fresh insights to take your business to the next level. And finally, we are going to help you grow your revenue by $100,000 to $200,000 by implementing an effective marketing plan. So let's pass it back to you, Tiffany, for just a sneak peek into the steps of the marketing success that you helped me grow my firm with.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so now that you have an idea of the terms and services that we're going to teach you in order to do the actual bookkeeping work for all these awesome restaurant owner clients that you're going to get, let's talk about actually how to get a restaurant owner to sign up as a client and like the process that we can take you through to do that. So it's a little bit different than what we teach in the academy. There's a slightly different strategy, and it seems to work really, really well for restaurant clients specifically. But when you take on a restaurant client in our program, you're typically going to be able to offer one of two things. Either one as a done for you client who wants to hire you to just go ahead and do all of their bookkeeping, or two as a DIY or do it yourself client. So this might be a client who maybe they don't have enough profitability in their restaurant yet to justify in their minds about hiring somebody for bookkeeping just yet. And maybe they just want some help from you for a short period of time, or maybe they want to learn how to do their own bookkeeping. So in this case, you can provide a do-it-yourself course that will teach the owner to do their own books. So we've actually already done the work for you. And well, when I say we, I mean Chris. She really did put together a really awesome DIY course. And she also created a fantastic slideshow that you guys get to customize yourself. And then we show you how to record it so you have your own DIY course that you can sell to potential restaurant owners if they aren't quite ready to sign on for bookkeeping services yet, which is really great. And you can utilize that similar to like a lead magnet. So many of you guys came into the Bookkeeper Academy atmosphere because you purchased an ebook, or maybe you purchased one of our DIY courses, and then you've then considered or have gone ahead and upgraded into actually our full services, right? And so it's the same concept here that we're going to teach you, but we're going to take all of the guesswork out of it. You're basically going to have this course completely done for you, with the exception of just reading the script and recording the video, which is really fantastic. And then we're going to work on teaching you how to nurture the people that do end up buying your DIY course and upsell them into actual bookkeeping services, because most of the time when people buy courses, they don't really do anything with it. They don't have the transformation that they're hoping. Even though they do learn stuff from it, they aren't able to actually focus on it or put energy on it when they don't have accountability or support, right? So then you're going to be able to offer that support by turning it into actual bookkeeping services. So with those two different target categories for this restaurant business in mind, we've created a simple 7-step marketing system, which we will take a deep dive into, obviously, during the program, so that you can replicate Chris's success and get you earning that extra $100,000 to $200,000 a year in your business, which is like, $8 to $10 to $20,000 a month in reoccurring revenue, which is really awesome. So what's great though about the marketing program we have is really you can actually duplicate it. Once you get this down for your restaurant clients, you can really duplicate it for any niche in the bookkeeping space. It's something that you can continue to do and maybe go down into 2, 3, 4 different niches. You can have a restaurant department and maybe a construction department, or, roofing department, or whatever it is that you stumble across, honestly. So it works really well for everything. But in order to help you quickly add that extra, $10,000 to $20,000 a month to your business, we're going to give you everything that you need to be successful inside of this program. So you're going to get access to the course slideshow that Chris created for you, so that way you can customize and replicate it for yourself and be able to create your own DIY course, which you can sell. And then we're going to give you all the email templates. Chris has given everyone in our current mastermind email templates that basically the exact emails that she has sent out, that has gotten her all of these results. And then you're able to just customize them yourself, get them into your email software. You can even hire a VA to do that if you don't want to take the time to do it. And then you'll be able to just schedule those out. So some of them are introductory emails, some of them are webinar emails, and some of them are just normal newsletter emails that keeps people engaged on your email list. And you don't have to send as many emails out as I do, so don't worry about that.
Thank goodness.
Yes. So you don't have to get that many ready. But it's really nice because you don't have to think too much about it. You can just get it set up, and we have this one entire workflow that's her yearly workflow. And it's I don't know, I think there's like 24 to 26 different emails in this yearly workflow, where every couple weeks they'll get an email for the whole year, and you're going to already have that set up. And then you'll get a webinar slideshow as well that you get to customize. So as we teach you how to send out these emails, people are going to then, want to get on a call with you, just like you guys are doing with us right now. And we have an entire webinar that we've already created with slideshow just like this, that you guys can utilize to teach restaurant owners why they need to worry about their bookkeeping. And then at the end, why they want to hire you. So that you can say, hey, hire me or buy my course if you don't want to hire me yet. And that's how you're able to get these clients to come on board. But in order to get people to come to your webinar, we create a step-by-step launch plan that you're going to have access to, so you know exactly how to get them to want to come on. And then once you have these clients, you're going to get like full restaurant specific quoting support, restaurant specific bookkeeping support, and then support around building your team of VAs, whether that's to help on the bookkeeping side or to help on the marketing side, which is really cool. But the results speak for themselves. So I'm gonna let Chris share her results so that she can go into detail on exactly what she made, how she did that, and what time frame with executing this marketing plan that we're sharing with you here and also in our restaurant mastermind. So if you guys have any questions so far, don't forget, type them in the chat or the Q&A box, and we'll answer all of those. But I will let Chris take it away and talk about her different launches that she had. And this was about a year ago when you first started doing this.
Mm-hmm.
So these launch results are from last year when we were
fall
together. Yep. So I'll let you talk about this detail.
Okay. So let's show you what success looks like in our program, my success of what I had. So in my first launch, using Tiffany's marketing plan, I targeted a cold email list of only 2,200 restaurants. So from this, what I considered a small list, I was able to sell around $1,500 in the DIY course that I had created. And I added on 3 new monthly bookkeeping clients, resulting in an additional $37,200 in annual revenue, which is at about $3,100 per month. Now you can go to the next slide. For launch 2, in my second launch, I advertised to the same email list, and I had even more success. So what I did was, and Tiffany had just talked about it, is I ran a webinar. And in that webinar, we talked a little bit about what QuickBooks Online can do for a restaurant owner. And then at the end of the webinar, we talked about, we have a DIY course, we have a monthly bookkeeping service. And so those are the third option is you do nothing and you do your own bookkeeping. But so those were the options we offered at the end of the webinar. So from that second launch of the webinar, I was able to get onto a franchise owner or from a small franchise in the United States. Nutritional meals is what they offered. Happened to be on the webinar. And so I landed the deal to be the preferred vendor for the for bookkeepers for that small franchise. So in the second launch, again, I had the same email list. I landed 3 clients from that same franchise, and I became their preferred vendor. And what I did is I quoted them $1,000 a month. And so I got 3 of them. So it was an additional $3,000 per month, or $36,000 for the year, plus 3 single unit clients from all over the United States. One was in Maine that time, one was in Texas, one was in Florida, totaling $2,200 per month, or an additional $26,400 in annual revenue. One of my clients, and this is kind of what I try to do with everybody that purchased the DIY course, I was able to eventually upsell them into monthly bookkeeping services, because that's really where you're making your money, is with the monthly bookkeeping. And so she realized that she didn't have the time to go through the DIY course. And so I spoke to her about it, and we upselled her into monthly bookkeeping. So that was all during that same launch. And then the next slide, to recap with Tiffany's marketing plan, I was able to scale my business to an additional $113,000. Well, I should say the whole amount, $113,091 in annual revenue. And even better, I actually had potential clients coming down the pike totaling $121,800. All of those are from those two launches, meaning those 2 times that I scheduled webinars. These results speak for themselves. And we can't not wait for you to replicate this in your business. So you actually get the exact slides that I use and the exact script. Now, you may change it any way you want to. If you want to customize it a little bit, different. In the beginning, I talk about myself, and I have that I used to have a restaurant. You can talk about whatever. If you used to be a server, whatever restaurant experience you may have. And if you just don't talk about that part. But we provide all of the slides and all of the scripts so you can create the same webinar. Okay. And then let's see.
Want me to switch to the next?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
This one, I just kind of copied and pasted everything.
So now I want to bring you guys up to date on exactly what I am currently doing. So since the last time I had my launch, I continually did a monthly webinar, the same exact webinar, guys. So it was the same one, and I did it each month. I then got someone from corporate for a medium-sized food franchise to be on my last webinar. They have over 130 locations in the US, and they need a second preferred vendor of a bookkeeper. And so I am in talks with them to get our agreement settled. But that is all from having this webinar. Then let's see. I'm just looking at my notes. And then also with that other smaller franchise, I added 2 more locations from that franchise. So now there's a total of 5 locations that I'm at, where I'm doing the bookkeeping for that franchise. I have grown my team. I now have 3 full-time contractors and 3 part-time. I have 1 admin that helps me and who's part-time, and I have a marketing contractor that works 30 hours per week. I now make over $250,000. I just did a webinar, was it last week? I have 6 proposals that just went out, and that's totaling about $6,000 per month. I do average, each restaurant client is about $1,000 per month. So it's higher than most niches, however you want to say it. So you don't, as Tiffany said in the very beginning, you don't have to have as many clients to reach that $1 million mark, which we're all striving for. I have 2 additional proposals. I'm waiting for responses. And then I did get 3 people that bought the DIY course when I was offering my Black Friday special of the $497 pricing. So that is my up-to-date updates. And I wanted to share that with you. And this is what you can accomplish as well. All right. Now that you know the success that I have had, I'm going to pass it over to Tiffany to go over the details on how to enroll and any other questions.
Yes. Okay. So first of all, thank you, Carolyn. Yes, let's all take a second to congratulate Chris, because these really are really impressive results. So if you guys can type "great job, Chris," or thumbs up, or your favorite emoji in the chat, it'd mean a lot to us, because this takes work, right? It's hard work to do this.
Yeah.
And I will say, the first time that I had Chris go through this whole strategy, she had 6 people show up to her webinar. And so she could have easily said, you're full of
It was
crapola.
my mom, my daughter, and Tiffany were three of them.
Yes. Yeah. There you go. So there wasn't very many people on that first one.
No.
And, she just kept doing it. She kept having faith and she did it again. And then she had that, that one real official launch where she had all that success. And then once you hit that one time, it gives you so much motivation and keep going. And that's what we are wanting to provide for you guys in this program as
Yeah.
well.
And one last thing, my last webinar, I had 641 people sign up for it. I've never had that many, but that's what consistency has done for my business. And that's what I want to share with you guys in the mastermind. We can all be consistent together.
Exactly. Yeah. And I also love too that, Chris is still actively doing this, and every single, time she does a webinar, she can share those results with you guys. And Laura said, do the proposals and templates come with the program? Everything does. You really don't have to think about much. You just have to do it. So it's really awesome. Where do you find your list of potential clients? Great question. So we have a couple of different places where we pull large lists of restaurant owners, and we help you warm up your email and then help you start sending out emails to these just lists of restaurant owners. But there's a couple different programs we use, and also you can also pull together your own list of restaurants in your area as well. So, but we walk you through how to do that as well. So, great question. So, I'm curious what you guys are all wanting to make. So can you type in the chat if you decide to join the restaurant mastermind? Let's just envision that right now. Let's say you're in there. What do you want to make in your first year, your first round in the restaurant mastermind? All right, 100K, 150, 100,000, 150. Awesome. I love it. This is so fun and so exciting.
And that's all doable.
Yeah, definitely. Very doable. And Teresa, I accidentally clicked away your question, but I'll have Sean send you the link. So awesome. This is so great. Okay, so now I know you guys probably have some questions. So, we really want to help you guys get started helping restaurant owners, and we want to help you right away. So on the next few slides, I'm going to be giving you guys the details you need to know to start working with us. And I'm going to go over the investment options, deadlines, sign-up bonuses, all of those details. But as I'm doing that, please keep typing your questions in the chat or the Q&A box. So that way, you've got us on this call right now. So ask us anything that you want to ask us. Obviously, you're going to learn all of this stuff in depth and in detail inside the mastermind, but now's your chance to ask us a few questions, prior to enrolling. Laura says, should I do the academy first and the mastermind? So it depends on each person. And I think what you should do is maybe fill out our form that I'm going to post here in a minute, and we can have a private conversation with you about it. It kind of depends on your background, where you're starting from. Probably about 70%, would you say, of our students, Chris, that are in the restaurant mastermind are also in the academy. So they have the support on both ends, because Chris isn't really going to be teaching you like basic business setup. We're really going to be focusing on scaling your business. So,
Right.
but you could potentially do both. But I was also telling Teresa that you're going to need time, because going through the academy and going through the restaurant mastermind at the same time is going to take a lot of your time to be able to really implement everything and learn everything that you need to know, and be able to also then get the return on investment that you really need to get, right? So it kind of depends on each person. But if you aren't in the academy yet and you do want to do that first, we will probably be opening this back up again, within the next 3 to 6 months as well. Chris definitely wanted to do it right now because tax season is going to be hitting, and all of those restaurants are going to be looking for help as we are getting into tax season.
Exactly.
So,
that is really why I wanted to launch it now. All these restaurant owners are saying, oh, I have time throughout the year to either get a bookkeeper or to figure out my own books. They never had time. And now we're getting to the nitty gritty. It's the beginning of December. So all these restaurant owners are now calling and saying, help, help. So it's the perfect opportunity to honestly join, because this is when it's the busiest.
Yeah, I'm really excited for tax season. Okay, so let's go over everything in detail so you guys know. So our program for the Restaurant Mastermind is $24,000 if you do it on a payment plan. So it's 12 months. We're going to help you add, $10,000 to $20,000 per month to revenue in your business. Ideally, we'd love to do it in this first quarter or right through tax season, but just keep in mind that might take throughout the first year of the mastermind, but you should be graduating the mastermind with at least an additional 10 to 20,000 in monthly revenue. So, and you guys all know, like, I'm a big fan of financial results first, skill development as you go. So we want to help you implement this marketing strategy right away, right as we roll into tax season. And then as you're onboarding these restaurant clients, Chris is going to really help you hone in your bookkeeping skills, how to showcase all the extra value that you're going to be able to provide to them, and then learning how to build your team as you go and you're getting enough clients to feel comfortable bringing on VAs and being able to pay them, right? Then we're just going to continue to rinse and repeat, break through each income level in your business over the next 12 months as we're there to support you. So we're offering a 12-month payment plan. So you can get started with $2,000 down today, and it's $2,000 per month. We do always offer a pay in full discount. So we had like 4 or 5 people take advantage of that, where sometime within the first 30 days, if you're able to pay it off, you get 2 months for free, which is really awesome. So some of you guys were saying, how does this compare to the Academy? The Academy investment is $12,000 for 12 months as well. And then when you upgrade into the mastermind, it's $24,000. So the Academy is going to get you to 6 figures in your first year. But then when you do these masterminds, it could get you to more multiple 6-figure, double and tripling your business in 12 months. So we're going to really help you hone on the skills that you've learned in the Academy and really put the gas pedal down, right? So that is the investment amount. And then enrollment is going to be open until December 7th at 11:59 p.m. So like I mentioned, Chris really wanted to make sure we open the doors for this prior to tax season starting, because that's when she gets a lot of clients too. And she doesn't want you guys to miss out on that huge wave of people looking for bookkeepers. January through March is really going to be a great time. So we want to help you get started right away so you can capitalize on this tax season rush. So we've got a couple of options for you. Let me grab these links real quick that you guys can have. And I'm going to put them in the chat here. Whoops, I didn't copy the whole thing. Let me paste and copy. So I've got 2 links for you there. You can go ahead and enroll now, and I'll show you some extra freebies and bonuses that we've got if you know you want to do this. Or you can click that link to fill out a form and request a call with us. Chris and I have opened our calendar for the next week or so, and we're going to be available to hop on and answer any questions that you have, help you determine if this is the best next step for you and how to get started. So if you're interested in enrolling now or booking a call, there are the links in there right now. But we also have an awesome bonus that you're going to get as a fast action taker for our restaurant bookkeeping mastermind program, and for joining prior to the Thursday night deadline. The first 5 people that enroll, we're going to get a free invite to our in-person event that we're going to be doing in April. Our Action Taker Retreat is kind of what I'm calling it. And you'll be able to attend that with us, with the other action takers from the first restaurant mastermind as well. And so the first 5 people that do sign up and enroll are going to be able to attend that with us. And so it's kind of like my poolside or tropical mastermind that I do. We're going to be able to, go somewhere really fun, sit by the pool in the sand, and then really just talk strategy, talk about how can we improve things in our business and help support you guys and help you guys grow. So we want to make sure we can fully maximize your results and carry you through after tax season and into summer with still getting more and more clients. So again, that's limited to the first 5 people that enroll. And for fun, this is a picture of the last mastermind retreat we did in Key West. I think this was last October, but it was really, really fun. So basically, we need you guys to let us know what questions you have, or you can click the link to go ahead and enroll. Or if you want to talk to us first, fill out that form and we will be happy to hop on a call with you. Do you have anything to add there, Chris?
Let's see. Actually, somebody wrote in the Q&A, Brianna, how hard is it to get restaurant clients? I mean, it really isn't hard. I mean, you know how there's so many restaurants everywhere you go. Even when I went into a coffee shop last week, I just started talking and found out that they needed a bookkeeper. So you can just start local wherever you are and walk into a restaurant and just find out if they need any help. And that's the best way to start. But then we're going to help you, give you many ideas on how to get a restaurant client, and we're going to help you build your list.
Yep. Yeah. And I mean, people find, marketing in general hard when they just don't know how to do it. Right. So as you can see with the results that Chris has had, it's easy. It's pretty easy for her to find clients, right? Because of this strategy. And of course, like, I don't know about you, Chris, but like, you probably are like me where you always have like more goals. And so you're always thinking, I want to get to the next level. I'm so frustrated because I want more clients, or I want to get to the next goal. So sometimes it may still feel hard because you're a goal-oriented person where you're thinking about the next goal and how you've fallen short of it.
Yep.
But when you look back and then you realize like it's fun to do these webinars because we get to look back at all the results that you've had.
See how far we've come. Yes.
Yeah. And then that's one thing that can be a little challenging as a business owner sometimes, is like, you don't always take the time to really reflect at how much you've progressed,
Exactly.
Yeah.
End of year is the best time to do that. So
yeah, that's true.
you need to sit down and just do it.
Yes. Yeah. Run your profit and loss for year to date.
Yep.
See where it is. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I do when I interview students on our podcast as well. They don't even think, they're just, working the system and they're going out there following the steps and they're getting clients and they're trying to reach their goal. And then they reach it, then they set a new goal and then they're trying really hard to reach that. And then when they come on the webinar or my podcast interview, I always ask them, okay, so how much have you made since you started this? And they're like, I couldn't even believe it when I ran those numbers. It's crazy. Kaylee Douglas, I interviewed her. It's probably been like a good 6 months now, but she totaled it up and it was like 586,000.
Awesome. Wow.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. But I think everybody's usually surprised because,
just don't take the time to, you're just going.
Yeah. So, I mean, when you say, is it hard to get a client? I think we make it pretty easy.
I do too. And just think of, I mean, there's restaurants everywhere. So you literally could go in anywhere. You could call them, you could send them an email, anything, just to see if they need a bookkeeper. That's kind of the first step.
Yep, absolutely. So I would love for you guys to fill out that form. Is anybody planning on enrolling tonight so we can get you signed up for our in-person event? That would be really, really exciting. Yeah. So I've got a couple responses, a couple people filling out the form. So please fill that form out. We'll go ahead and send it out to everybody too. But this is where you guys can, request a call, and then we'll reach out to you and we can hop on a call and talk about it. This is a good fit for you to get started right now.
I look forward to it.
Yep, absolutely. All right. Anybody else have any questions or anything else you want to share, Chris?
Just that just with the first launch, we've had amazing just time together to build our businesses together. And so you will have that opportunity. You won't be left alone. I just think I look forward to the weekly calls because it's just a great time. We go over our wins of the week just to see what people are working on. We've had lead magnet workshops where we all work on a lead magnet and then figure out ways that we're going to market the lead magnet. We've all talked about, if we were doing a Black Friday special. We've had co-working times during the week that's different from the weekly meeting. So it's a good group, and I hope that you guys will be able to join it as well. Heather says, what times are the Wednesday calls? So we have to figure that out.
Yeah. Yeah.
The first launch is Wednesday afternoon, right after lunch. So we'll
Mhm.
have to figure out what the second launch would be.
Yep. And we can give you guys some options too.
Yeah.
So we can come up with like 2, 3 times that work really well for Chris's schedule and then see, you guys can vote on those even. Yep. If we need help to hire as we grow, can we get ideas for that process? Yeah, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, that's a main part of the mastermind because that is how I grew. So I am at a point now where I really don't do the daily bookkeeping, and maybe that's how you want to grow your business as well. So I work with these VAs who they're actually CPAs as well. They just didn't want to do the taxes. But so they're very, very knowledgeable, and they do really all of my daily bookkeeping. And I'm going to share with you how I grew my team and what tasks they do each day and how I communicate with them and so forth. So that's a big part of the mastermind, is how to grow your business and grow it in a way where I now concentrate on the sales and marketing, and I have other people just doing the bookkeeping. And if that's the way you want to grow it as well, welcome aboard, because that's how we will do it. Share it.
Mm-hmm. Yep, there's lots of different ways you can build out your team. And
Yep.
I love, how Chris has situated her team and it's given her a lot of profit still, and also the ability for her to be able to continue to be in that CEO and sales and marketing seat so she can continue to grow.
Yes. And you
Mhm.
don't have to grow it that way. There are some people in the mastermind that have chosen not to, but they still need some VAs to just help them along, but they don't want to give up the bookkeeping. So either way, however you want to grow it. But I want you to know there's other people in the group that chose not to grow it that way. So
Mhm. Mhm.
but we'll
Yeah, I
get
always tell people this is one of the reasons why our mastermind programs are a different price point too, because once you get to this stage in your business where you are starting to scale and you're looking into building a team or taking it to the next level, your every business starts to look a little different, and you have a lot more creative freedom with how you want to run your operations. Like in an academy, we really help you build the foundation. Like the basic foundation is the same, but as you start scaling, you're going to choose to go a different route with your team, be a different type of CEO, take on a different role in your company, and everybody has different, preferences with that. So in our masterminds, we're really working with you to help you determine what's going to be best for you, but also what are the pros and cons with doing it this way versus this way, so that you aren't just like trying something blind.
Yes. And the other thing is with restaurant bookkeeping, it's a little bit different. So we are all in this together, but I have everybody in the first launch either has emailed me at least once with restaurant specific bookkeeping questions. So we are here to help you with that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Not only growing your business, but also the restaurant bookkeeping piece of it, the specific.
Yeah. And I know that several of the students, I've seen their feedback forms too, where they've talked about how they've been so excited about learning how to provide this additional value because they actually feel like they're really helping these businesses out,
Yeah.
a lot more too, giving them clarity on what's going on. Because really, truthfully, restaurants typically have a very slim profit margin. They're
Mm-hmm.
not like the most profitable business you could operate. So it's even more imperative for restaurants to understand where all of their expenses are going. How does that, correlate with their cost of each meal or their total overall revenue, so that way they can have a little bit more control over their profit and be able to plan, because one slight wrong decision in a restaurant could put them out
Sure.
of business.
Yes.
Mhm. So we're going to, teach you guys how to understand all of that so then you can provide that awesome value to them. So thanks, Ivy. Appreciate that. So, all right. Well, let me drop these links in here again in case some people hopped on. But if anybody wants to enroll now, remember the first 5 spots it's limited to the in-person event, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And then if you want to have a few questions answered before you decide to enroll, click that form, and Chris and I will reach out and we will answer all your questions, hop on a call with you.
Awesome. Thank you for your time, everyone.
All right. Thank you. Talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.